Hello, church. My name is Chris Gilmore, and I'm the pastor of Family Ministries and Missions here at Church of the Valley. And I wanted to really talk to you about what was going to be a future mission trip that we were going to take this summer. Now, many of you know that my wife was born and raised in the country of Ukraine. And really, all of you probably by now know that there is a war going on in Ukraine. Now, prior to that, our plan was to take a team to work a summer camp with Mission to Ukraine this coming summer. And really, that's been a dream of mine and of really Tanya's since the beginning of our marriage, that we would take a team with wherever we were serving to go serve in Ukraine. And this was going to be in her hometown. And we really thought that that dream was going to be realized this summer. But tragically, that dream is just not going to come about this coming summer. With Russia's invasion of Ukraine, not only has Mission to Ukraine called off the camp for understandable reasons, but really right now the focus of that ministry is to continue to minister to people internally that are in crisis pregnancy situations or their special needs kids, but additionally to help their clients and really their volunteers and employees get to safety, those who are deciding to leave. In fact, Mission to Ukraine was actually able to get food and medical supplies to family members of ours that are in Ukraine. So what I want to say to you, first of all, is I want to say thank you. I want to thank you to all who have prayed for Ukraine, prayed for Tanya, and prayed for our entire family. Many of you have reached out to us, and we are very grateful for that. You've provided meals for us, whether it's cooking a meal and bringing it to us, DoorDash and whatever that is. You've offered a much-needed hug to Tanya and to me as we try and really process what is happening right now. And many of you have asked, how can we help? And so I want to give you a few areas in which you can help. I'm going to give you 3 ministries that you could partner with financially, and 1 just humanitarian organization that you could partner with as well. So the first one I want to encourage you to is to give to Mission to Ukraine. You can go onto their website at missiontoukraine.org and continue to support them. You can give a one-time gift or a regular gift. And I have to tell you that right now there's only about 12 of the 45 staff members that are still in Ukraine working. The rest have fled, but at one point they had like over 250 volunteers as well working with the ministry. But they're still doing work in Ukraine, and I'm in regular contact with their executive director who's based in Indiana here in the States. The next one I want to recommend is called Last Bell Ministries. You can find them at lastbell.org. They work specifically with orphans in Zhytomyr, which is where we were going to go. They also partner with Mission to Ukraine, so those 2 organizations are very familiar with one another. They're still doing work with orphans there in Zhytomyr, but also working to help get some of their clients to safety and just doing humanitarian work around the area. The third ministry I'm going to recommend to you is Program for Humanitarian Aid. You can find them at programforhumanitarianaid.org. And Tanya and I know the co-executive director and her husband personally. We know them from a previous ministry that we served in. They work specifically, or had worked in a program that was a transitional program for orphans who were aging out of the orphanages in Ukraine. And they're also doing a lot of work on the ground in Ukraine currently to help their ministry people, to help those orphans that they're working with, whether it be getting them to safety or continuing to minister to them as they're in the orphanages. And so those are 3 ministries, 3 Christian ministries that I would recommend to you. And one last organization I'm going to recommend to you is Nova Ukraine. Now, I'm going to be upfront and honest and say, from every indication, we can see they're not a Christian-based organization, but they are a Ukrainian-focused organization. They're actually headquartered in Palo Alto, and they just have a long history of providing humanitarian aid to Ukrainians. What you'll see in the news and from a lot of people is that really this is not the beginning of the war in Ukraine, which actually happened in 2014. And so they've been doing a lot of work since then and even before, just providing medical supplies, humanitarian relief to the people of Ukraine. And so you can find them at novaukraine.org. And lastly, just please keep praying. Please keep praying for the people of Ukraine, praying for the end to the war, praying for safety for family members, and we really appreciate your support in this.